Welcome everyone to the Secret of Oneness. I know that you all know me because we are one. For those of you who are still asleep, my name is Stephen, and the topic we're going to talk about tonight is called You Are the Source, Unlocking Your Infinite Identity. And so remember, on this channel we talk about manifesting, but we talk about manifesting from your identity. Again, all the stuff I talk about, all the description, all the scriptures, all the Greek I talk about is all listed in the description below. So if you want to follow that along in there, that's perfectly fine. But I teach this because there's times in the past where I followed certain coaches and I would manifest specific things. But the problem was I would manifest what I had seen, but not the intention behind it. And I'll just give you just an example. Let's say I wanted a Ferrari, and I would imagine the Ferrari in my driveway. And then one day somebody drove over and asked me if they could park their car in my driveway, and it was a Ferrari. Now, that didn't really happen, but I'm just giving you an example of just because the Ferrari was in the driveway didn't mean that I owned it or it was mine. So that's why I'm teaching this, because you can manifest anything. You can manifest a green butterfly, but that doesn't mean it's in your hand. It could be on a television. Okay, so when you manifest, you don't want to manifest something that you can see, but it's not yours. Okay, so I teach identity because I want you to recognize that it's your identity that manifests. Remember, in Scripture, in Hebrews 11:1, it says, "Now faith is the substance of things expected and the evidence of the unseen." And essentially what that means is what you expect is the substance. And that substance, which is in the unseen, will become evidence of what you have been expecting. So expectation is from your identity. If you know who you are, if you know that you're always the person who always gets the girl, if that's your identity, that's what's going to happen. If you're the person who money just always flows to you, that's part of your identity. That's just something that you know as to who you are. Because remember, it's not about manifesting things. It's about who do you say I am? Who do you say that you are? Because that's your identity. Okay? So when you say that I am poor, I can never make enough money. I can never make sales. That's your identity. That's who you are. And that's what you're going to experience. So again, I'm teaching identity because when you understand that you are the source of all things, then all things manifest. Okay? And I don't mean all things manifest like as in all things. What I'm saying is you are all things, and you have to choose which one of those things that you choose to be. Okay? You can either choose to be broke or you can choose to be wealthy. You can choose to be sick or you can choose to be healthy. It's all in who do you say that you are. If you say that you're sick, then you're sick. So let's get into this because I want to get into the scripture. It's Philippians 2:6. But let me just first quote Neville Goddard. And this is from a lecture called God Becoming Man. And it says, "You may think you are the man that God, as another, became. But I tell you, you are the God who became man. That man may become you." Now, let's read the scripture here. It says, this is Philippians 2:6, "who, although he existed in the form of God, did not regard equality with God as a thing to be grasped." Okay, now that's a pretty straightforward scripture, but let me get into what that actually means. In the Greek, it says, "who, in the form of God existing, not something to be grasped, considered to be equal with God." Now, I like how that's worded because the first one says, "who, although he existed in the form of God, did not regard equality with God a thing to be grasped." It's kind of muddled in a way. In the Greek, it says, "who in the form of God existing, not something to be grasped, considered to be equal with God." So let's break this down a little bit. Now, the who, obviously, in this context is referring to Jesus. But the who is you, okay? Now, you know how I love the word in, I-N. I don't know why I like this word, but a lot of people will say Jesus in me. but they speak about Jesus as if he's a separate entity. I'm following Jesus. Well, you can't follow Jesus if Jesus is in you. It doesn't make sense. But anyway, let's get into this. So the word in Greek is 1722, and properly it means inside or within, but figuratively it means in the realm or sphere of, as in the condition or state in which something operates from the inside within. So something is operating as a state or a condition from within. Now, the form in Greek is 3444, and it's the word morph. Properly, it means it's an outward expression that embodies essential inner substance, so that the form is in complete harmony with the inner essence. Let me read that again because that's pretty cool. So the word form, okay, a lot of us think of form as like a form or a piece of paper you got to fill out as a form, but form is something that is an outward expression that embodies essential inner substance, so that the form is in complete harmony with the inner essence. So we're going to get into that in a little bit here, but let's move on to the next one. So the word God in Greek is 2316, and it's the word theos, and it's an unknown origin, but it means God the creator and the owner of all things. The word existing in Greek is 5225, and it's actually two words put together, and it means under and begin, or under and go first. So properly, the word existing means already have, be in possession of. What exists, especially what pre-exists or is already under one's discretion. So if something is existing, and this is pretty cool because if you understand manifesting it, that says Neville would say, go to the end or live in the end. Well, to live in the end, what you are wanting to manifest should be existing, which means you should already have it. You should be in possession of it. So the word, and this is more of a it's a few words. It's called something to be grasped. Okay. And in Greek, it's 725, and it means to seize, especially by an open display of force. And I want to reiterate, in the scripture, it says this is something that should not be grasped. Okay. You should not have to grasp this concept or understanding. So and the word origin is the word caught, which is 726. And properly it means seize by force, snatch up suddenly and decisively, like someone seizing bounty, spoil, a prize, to take by an open display of force, not covertly or secretly. So something to be grasped is just not like, oh, I'm trying to grasp it. I'm trying to make sense of it. This is talking about something that's being seized with a display of force. And it's not covertly or secretly, okay? The word considered in Greek is 2233, and it means what goes before or in front. Now remember, considered is something that you go, well, I'm just considering, should I buy the car or should I buy the truck? But considering here it means coming first in priority, such as the leading thought in one's mind, or to esteem, regard highly, or a leading authority. So considered, when you say I'm considering something, it's something that goes before in front of. Okay. If you say I'm considering buying the truck instead of the car, then you're putting the truck in front of the car, and it's a priority or it's a leading thought, or it's esteemed in higher, regard highly. So if you're thinking I want to buy the truck or the car, I think I want to get the truck, I'm considering the truck, that's what that means. Okay. And to be in Greek is 1510, and it's the word emi, and it means the basic Greek verb in which it expresses being. to be or am or is, and its counterparts properly convey straightforward being existence without explicit limits. The word equal in Greek is 2470, and it means equality. Now pay attention to this. Equal means having the same or similar level or value, equivalent, equal in substance or quality. Okay? And the last part here is Greek, is God. And again, we already talked about this, and it's a duplicate word. But God, again, is the word theos, and it means God, the creator and owner of all things. Okay. So once we've broken that down, let's get into what that scripture actually means and how I've broken it down. So I reworded this based on what I just told you. Okay. So let me read it to you, and then we'll get into like a literal sense, and we'll rewrite it into a metaphysical sense so that you can understand how your identity is the source, or you are God. Okay. So you live in the state of operating from within as an outward expression of the inner substance, as you are in complete harmony with the inner essence of the creator of all things, which exist and is in the possession of, not to be suddenly seized or taken by force or secretly, as a leading authority existing as equal substance and quality as the creator of all things. Now that was a little bit, I don't know, broken up in a way. So what I did is I had AI basically write that more clearly, okay? But I used that specific wording that I put together. I had to make it more readable, if that makes sense. So here's what it gave me as an output. It says, "You are living from within." Now remember, this is what the scripture. Let me read the scripture again, because this is what it's talking about. In the scripture in Philippians 2:6, it says, "Who, although he existed in the form of God, did not regard equality with God a thing to be grasped." So what that means is, and it's talking about, who could be you, could be any, it was Jesus in the Bible, but it's talking about you or whoever reads this. It means you are living from within, expressing outward the inner substance of your true being. In this state, you exist in complete harmony with the inner essence of the Creator, the source of all things. The divine essence cannot be seized, taken by force, or possessed secretly, for you share the same substance and quality as the Creator Himself, existing as an equal expression of His being. That is literally what it means when you read that scripture. When you break it down into the Greek and you reword it, this is exactly what it's talking about. And I'm going to read it one more time, because this is talking about your identity. If you can understand that this is your identity at your core, and I'm going to explain to you towards the end here what I mean by this is your identity and this is what your core is. And I'm going to explain to you, why are you having all these other things happening in your life? Why are you having these other issues that are popping up, or you're not manifesting, or you're not getting what you want? And I'm going to explain that. Because if your core identity is God Himself and you are all things, then why are not all things perfectly wonderful and graciously flowing in your life? And I'm going to explain that. And that's the whole point of this video, is to tell you who you are and show you literally from the scripture your identity, which manifests. And then I'm going to show you kind of how to do that. Okay. You are living from within, expressing outward the inner substance of your true being. In this state, you exist in complete harmony with the inner essence of the Creator, the source of all things. This divine essence cannot be seized, taken by force, or possessed secretly, for you share the same substance and quality as the Creator Himself, existing as an equal expression of His being. Now I'm gonna talk about this really quick. It's saying that you are living from within, good or bad. Whatever identity is within you, whoever you say that you are living from that within. And that identity is being expressed outwardly, the inner substance of your true being. So who your true being is, who you believe that you are, is it being expressed outwardly. Now, in this state, you exist in complete harmony with the inner essence of the Creator. So if you're saying that I'm broke, I'm poor, I'm not good enough, well, then that's going to exist in complete harmony with the inner essence of the Creator. And that's what you're going to create and experience, because it's the source of all things. It doesn't say the source of good things or only positive things or wonderful things. It says the source of all things. So God is the creator of poverty. It's the creator of all sickness. It has to be, because we're not talking about a creator outside of yourself. It's talking about the creator within you. And you are living from within that expression outwardly of the inner substance of your true being. Whoever you say that you are, whoever you truly believe that you are, if you think I can never get past this, I can never become this person, then that is going to be the state that you express. Okay, this divine essence cannot be seized. You can't grab this essence. You cannot grab this divine essence and take it by force or possess it secretly, because you share in the same substance and quality as the Creator Himself. You can't seize and take something by force that is already within you. Okay? I want you to get that, because you're living from within yourself. I have a lot of people that will ask me questions like, I don't understand this stuff. I don't understand what you're trying to explain. This should give you the knowing of what I'm talking about. Who do you say that you are? It's not about manifesting a Ferrari. It's not about manifesting a trip to Hawaii. It's not about manifesting the girl down the street or the guy that you met at work. It's about who. Who are you living from within? Are you the person that man would be interested in? Are you the person that would own a Ferrari? Who are you? That's the question. Now, I had this rewrite this entire scripture from a metaphysical Neville style mystical tone. Okay, and here's what it said. When you operate from within, your outer world becomes the visible expression of the invisible substance of your being. That is your identity. In this awakened state, you live in perfect harmony with the divine essence, the I am. That creates all things. The essence cannot be grasped or stolen, for it is not something to be attained but realized. You are of the same divine substance and quality as the Creator Himself, the one life expressing as you. It's being expressed as who you say that you are. When you say, how do I do this? Well, you're expressing questions of how do I do something? You're operating from within the question. Your outer world becomes the visible expression of the invisible substance of your being. That's your identity. That's what's being expressed. Now, in Neville's mystical tone, this is making the assumption that you are in an awakened state and you know that you are the I am. So it says, in this awakened state, you live in perfect harmony with the divine essence, the I am, that creates all things. And so this essence cannot be grasped or stolen, for it is not something to be attained but realized. You cannot obtain this. When people say, how do I do this? How do I don't get it. How do I get it? You can't get it. There is no how. There is no how do I get it. There is no click. You just realize it, that it's already there. It's already who you are. It's already your identity. A lot of you are trying to manifest as a physical human character, and you're trying to manifest stuff in the physical realm. And the problem is is the human character cannot manifest. So what you're doing is you're using the power within you as the creator to be filtered through your physical reality. And that's why you're getting those outside experiences, because the physical person cannot manifest. It cannot create anything because the creator is within. It's an essence. It's within you. I'm going to read it one more time. When you operate from within, not when you try to manifest the new car. It says when you operate from within, your outer world becomes the visible expression of the invisible substance of your being. You're not manifesting cars. You are being the person to whom that car would be owned by. Okay? If you're going around and being like, man, I'm poor, how am I ever going to make any money? But then you dress up and you act like you're rich, you're still going to have the visible expression of the substance within you, because your inner world becomes your outer world. So you can't grasp it. You can't make it happen. You can't shake them down and steal it or anything like that. Now, this means that you are one with the Creator. You're not separate or lesser. You are expressing the same divine essence within form. What you seek is already what you are. So what that means is when you say, well, I am poor, I don't have any money, I don't get it. Okay? Well, that's already who you are. And the people that say I'm wealthy and they are wealthy, they are also poor within themselves. They're just not choosing that identity. Do you understand? When I say that you are all things, that means that you're poor, you're healthy, you're sick, you're crippled, you are just all of those things. Anything that you can be is available to you. You are all things. But you have to choose to say, this is who I am. That's why Jesus said, who do you say that I am? And they're like, well, Elijah and Abraham and all this other stuff. And Peter said, well, you are the Christ. Because he understood who he was. So who do you say that you are? Because here's the thing. I want you to get this. You've always been source. You've just put on the character with the limitations. I can never do that. I can never go to that school. I'll never get into that school. That company would never hire me. Those are your limitations. That is source saying that. And that's exactly what you're experiencing. God is the creator by default, and so are you. The question is, what are you creating? What reality are you manifesting? Who do you say that you are? I want you to get this. And again, go down into the description and read through the notes and read it and see it for yourself. Because again, I have the clear, readable, literal sense of the scripture. I have the Greek version. I have the metaphysical version. You have to realize that at your default, you are the creator, that you are source. There is nothing that you need to do. It's not conditional. It doesn't have to click. It's just who you are. Stop trying to make it click. Stop trying to manifest. Stop trying to make things happen. Stop trying to figure it out. Stop asking questions. Just be. Because the natural state of who you are as source is the creator. And it's a creator whether you use the physical human character to filter things out or not. But I want you to get this. You are the creator. You manifest by identity. And whatever and whoever you say that you are on the inside is going to manifest. I want to read this one more time before I close out, because I think it's very important that I point this out, because it's so powerful. Because a lot of you are trying to manifest and you're looking out there and you're going, I don't see the money in my bank account. I don't see that person knocking on my door. I don't see the email or the text message from that SP that I'm looking for. I don't see it. Why do you keep telling me that I have it? You are living from within, expressing outwardly the inner substance of your true being. So if you're looking outside of yourself for the end result, then you're not living from within. You're living on the outside. You're waiting for the mirror to change. In this state, you exist in complete harmony with the inner essence of the Creator. So whatever you see on the outside, if you don't see the money in your account, in that state, you are existing in the complete harmony with the inner essence of the Creator. So if you're looking outside of yourself and you're looking at your bank account and you're going, I don't have any money, then you're existing in complete harmony with with your identity that's inside of you. The identity that you say that you are is what you're going to see. So if you're not seeing the bank account get bigger, you're not seeing the job opportunities come to you, you're not seeing the girlfriend down the street reach out to you and say, hey, let's go on a date. Well, you're in a state where that is existing within you. That's complete harmony. The source of all things. This divine essence cannot be seized. It cannot be grasped. Remember, you can't grasp it. You can't be like, oh, I get it. It's you just know. Or possessed secretly, for you share the same substance. You already share the same substance and quality as the Creator himself, existing as an equal expression of his being. You exist as an equal expression of his being. And what that's saying is that every person is existing as an equal expression of the source. So I am source within myself, but I am expressing through my individual identity. If somebody is poor, they're expressing poverty through that identity. And they're expressing that. It all comes from your identity. So you can manifest a girlfriend. You can manifest that guy. You can manifest that job. But if you're manifesting things, those things can disappear as easy as they showed up, because you go to that job and you go, oh, I got hired, but I'm not even qualified to be here. Oh my God, I hope they don't find out that I'm not qualified. Well, that's your identity. That'll come out. That'll get manifested. Okay. So I really want you guys to get this. So live in the state of operating from within as an outward expression. Know that everything that you do on the inside, who do you say that I am? Who are you? Because what you do within is what you're going to see out there.